Hello everybody and welcome back to another Don't Starve Together video. So today we'll be looking at 10 days before building my base. So this video is to show you guys what are the things I do before I build my base. Now it's going to be a bit different because I actually recorded an hour and a half of content and then I'm going to be playing over my commentary, which is going to be talking about all the tips and tricks, stuff I grab, stuff that I do before doing my base. Because you guys seem to enjoy my last video on pre-base building, this is about going to be the same thing, but with a different kind of format. Now, as you guys can see, I got pretty lucky with this spawn, because we already have a merm house that spawned next to pigs. This is a set piece. And the fact that the merms are fighting the pigs is going to give me pig skin, but it's also going to give me meat, which later on you're going to be able to see that I'm going to make a football helmet out of, and I'm also going to make a ham bat, which is going to be really helpful for killing stuff to collect more resources even faster. So like every world, I start collecting the basic resources, and I collect also the remaining pig skin. And after that, I just grab all the basics. I grab my berries, my twigs, my butterfly wings, I get my grass, all this regular stuff on day one that I usually do. Now it's already dusk, first day already almost over, and it was completely just collecting my resources. So as you can see, my inventory, I have grass, I have twigs, I have a little bit of flint, but mostly I have all of this food that I collected. Now at the beginning, when you don't have much stuff in your inventory, it's perfectly fine to have a lot of food, but later on, when every inventory slot is going to be important, you're going to want to minimize the amount of food you have. And when I'm talking about the food, I'm talking about the diversity of the food. You don't want to have different kinds of foods because it's going to take out multiple slots. So if you're able to just like feed yourself on berries, butterfly wings, anything that you can collect in big amounts, that's going to be a lot better than having multiple food. Now that I'm in the mosaic biome, I can start collecting rocks. Like I said in my last video, I want to use all the rocks on the ground, collect all the rocks on the ground first before the moleworms spawn and they steal them. So that's why I'm grabbing the gold first, I'm grabbing the rocks and the flint on the ground, and I'm also mining when I can. Now that our first night's approaching, I'm going to be explaining this technique I'm using. This is just to make sure that my torch lasts as long as possible, just so that I have to use less resources. So what I'm doing is that I'm putting my torch, and then I'm taking it off, and then there's a timer. And when you hear Charlie, that's the monster in the night that attacks you, hiss at you, that's when you reactivate your torch. The only downfall with this strategy is that your sanity is going to go down. If you're a newer player, I would just say collect more flowers to bring back your sanity up. But if not, if you don't mind, it's perfectly fine because you can start collecting shadow fuel as fast as you can to make your shadow manipulator. Now that I've collected all my charcoal, as you see, I burned out a couple trees. The charcoal, I'm collecting it right now just so I don't forget about it, because you need at least 6 per crock pot. So depending on how many crock pots you're going to want to build, you're going to get accordingly the amount of charcoal. Here it's where I started to explore more and realized that I need more wood for my science machine. Because yes, I did have enough for my science machine, but I would also want my alchemy engine. Now in my science machine, I did my backpack, I prototyped a spear, I prototyped a crock pot, I also prototyped cut stone, rope, everything, and also the hammer, everything I need to continue. For those who are wondering, actually for chopping trees, for a small one it's only 5 hits of an axe, a medium one is 10, and a large one is 15. A small one only gives you 1 log, a medium one gives you 2 logs, and a large one gives you 3 logs. So it depends on how much logs you need, but me, I was honestly just chopping all the trees I could find to build my alchemy engine. And when I build my alchemy engine, as you saw, I build my football helmet, and I also build my ham bat, and also a thermal stone. The thermal stone, honestly, it wasn't the best move on my part because it's slowly going to be losing durability when I go next to the fire for too long. So I wouldn't actually suggest building it, and also it's just going to grab an extra inventory slot. So that's really up to personal choice if you want to be that prepared, but it's not obligated. We can always build the thermal stone later on. So in the video, I'm at the phase where I'm collecting rocks, so on day 3. I'm collecting rocks so that I have enough for the base. I collect at least 2 stacks of rocks and 1 stack of gold, and with that you should have enough for all the things you need to build in your base. Because don't forget, you need to keep in mind that you need crock pots, you need fire pit, lightning rod, you need your bird cage. There's a lot of things you need, so just make sure that you have all the resources necessary for the base. At the end of day 3, this is where I start to kill spiders. Now, whenever you find a spider nest early on, They're really not hard to attack because there's maximum of 3 spiders. So this is where you want to start collecting your silk. And I can also start collecting monster meat, because with the monster meat I can use it to rot or as a food source later on in my crock pot. Either way, monster meat and silk is very useful in the early game. I just found the beefaloes, as you saw in the last clip, and now I'm just going to be collecting tons of grass to make sure I don't run out during the base building, because that's one thing I hate, is having to go back, like I said, to go get resources. So I just want to at least have 1 good stack of grass, or even 2 good stacks of grass, just to make sure that I won't have to come back and collect grass for a whole day, because pretty much day 4 is going to be grass collecting. After one long day of just getting grass, I finally found the swamp, but I also found Chester. Now, Chester, I'm going to be putting tons of stuff in Chester, and finding Chester and being able to explore for so long as I'm doing in this video is really a necessity, because you can't be carrying everything. So, but just putting everything in Chester. Now, like I said, I found the swamp biome, so I was able to collect my reeds. And finally, I'm going to start breaking down pig houses to be able to relocate them next to the new base. So that's another thing that most players don't think about, but having a hammer, because of breaking down your alchemy engine and science machine, is very useful to then break down the pig houses. And if you're comfortable in fighting, you can also fight the pigmen. And now I'm just going to be killing tons of pigs.
Many months later.
Okay, so after doing all of that, after collecting all of the pig skin, after collecting all the boards, the cut stone, after killing all the pigs, getting meat, also at the same time I got tons of spiders killed, so I got tons of monster meat, and I got tons of glands and also silk. Now I am in mode, okay, I need to find a good spot for my base because days are running short. I like to have my base for day 10, and we're already at day 8, okay? Time is going back really fast, and I usually already have a base like almost set up at day 8. So right now I'm actually behind schedule. So right now I'm really frantic trying to find the perfect base location, and for that I need to find the important structures. So when I'm actually looking for my base location, the important structures are Pig King, are reeds, are wormholes, cave entrances, beefaloes. I'm also looking for Mactusk. These are all things that are generated in the world, and then you can't really move, so that when you place your base, you're going to want your base to be close to those things. After exploring the swamp and exploring both deserts, I finally found the gears. I did not have no gears yet, and I'm never gonna make a base without gears because fridges are so important to base building and also preparing for winter. So after finding these gears, I can finally tell myself, okay, I'm ready to start making my base. Now, where do I want to make that base? This is what the map looks like so far. I pretty much explored all the major important parts. So in the next video, I'm going to be covering the day 10 all the way to day 21, where winter starts. So if you guys like this kind of video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you guys have any comments on how I can maybe improve my method, or you have any feedback for new players, everything in the comments. I wanna hear you guys out, okay? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.